Meet Jonathan Bird, one of the world's top underwater nature cinematographers. Traveling the world on assignment for all the major networks, he is an Emmy Award-winning authority on the underwater world. In freshwater or salt, reefs, wrecks, or caves, Jonathan documents the world beneath the waves. Welcome to the Blue World.
Trivia question. What's 2,000 pounds, bright white, and lives in Connecticut? Give up?
Yes, I'm talking about the beluga whale. And while normally one would need to go all the way up to the Arctic to see one, today I'm going to be hanging out with some belugas at the Mystic Aquarium in Connecticut. The Mystic Aquarium is known for a variety of beautiful underwater exhibits, including their sharks and rays, coral, fish, invertebrates, and even moray eels.
The Barracuda exhibit is really cool, but in my opinion, the best one is yet to come.
The beluga whale exhibit is outdoors. This impressive lagoon really feels like it's out in the wild. It makes visitors almost feel like they're in the water with the whales. Today I'm joining the staff of beluga trainers to learn what's involved in the care of the 4 beluga whales that live here.
That's a lot of fish. Oh, I get the feeling this is gonna take a while.
My day starts with food prep.
Why do segments like this always start with raw fish?
I meet Kate McElroy, one of the beluga trainers who's going to show me how they prepare the daily meals for the whales.
All right, are you ready to start carrying some fish in?
It all starts with herring and squid.
Herring coming up.
Yeah. You can put it right in there as well.
A frozen block of cephalopods. That's actually kind of gross. Look at his little flat eyeball.
You can put that one right up here for me, and I'm gonna make 4 feeds for the day, so this looks kind of complicated here.
Yeah.
But really all it is each bucket that I weigh out for Juno is gonna have 6.3 kilos in it. And for Keela, 2.6, Naku, 5.3, Naluark, 6.4.
Okay, I can do this.
After the fish have been washed and inspected to be sure they're free of any possible contamination, I weigh out a bucket of fish that will be breakfast for a beluga named Juno.
I feel like I'm on dirty jobs.
It is kind of a dirty job, isn't it?
Weighing out the food for all 4 whales takes about half an hour.
Like, that's too much. Already. So wrong. So wrong. All right.
Once we finish the messy job of weighing out the fish, we can rinse off our gloves and head out to the exhibit for the next morning task. Outside, the staff is already cleaning the exhibit, and I'm going to help. My first order of business is cleaning the big windows to get all the handprints and dirt off so people can see the belugas clearly. Or maybe so they can see us clearly. I'm not actually sure.
I hope you appreciate this. I'm doing this all for you, buddy.
As I work, Juno keeps an eye on me, and I can't help but think maybe he's not impressed.
Okay, I'm slow at the squeegee. But you gotta admit that that is clean, right? Hey, what do you think you're doing over there? What the heck are you doing now?
So we're gonna move on to the next window. We still gotta get a lot more cleaned.
You want me to actually work?
Yep. So this is a little bit bigger one here.
Big windows mean lots of cleaning, and for some reason I feel like I'm being watched. It's hard to keep my eyes on my work. The whales are incredibly captivating. Next, it's time to scrub the inside of the exhibit to remove the algae that grows on the bottom. The trick, however, is keeping the whales from grabbing the brush and yanking it away from me. Anything that goes into the water becomes something interesting to investigate and possibly play with. For the whales' safety, it's important that I keep them from getting a hold of any of the tools.
Now there's Juno, so that's who we want to pull the pole out if we see. So we'll see.
What are you doing? Oh, dude.
He sensed that you were new, I think.
Uh-oh.
Next, I join trainer Lindsay Nelson, who's preparing to take a weekly blood sample from Naku. This is just a tad more complicated than getting a blood sample from a human. Using a hand signal as a cue, Lindsay instructs Naku to turn around and place her tail up on dry land.
And then I'm going to pull her tail up onto the beach for me on this towel here.
This takes a lot of trust between trainer and beluga because Naku is extremely vulnerable in this position, completely unable to swim.
Right into her vein there, and as you can see, the blood's coming up.
These blood tests are conducted regularly both for research and also to ensure the health of the animals.
After she's done, I'm going to blow my whistle and give her a double tap on her tail, and that tells her she did a great job, and then she knows when she comes back she'll get that fish reinforcement. And then she knows she's coming back for a big fish reward.
Yummy. Is that yummy?
So we do have some capelin.
Yeah.
And
I was
then-
weighing it this morning.
Oh,
That
that's
was
right.
part of my
Yes.
job, yes.
So you probably are.
Later in the day, the trainers provide what's called enrichment. You see, belugas are smart, and they get bored. To keep them happy, they need to be mentally stimulated.
We can also do audio enrichment. So she has a tambourine, you have a tambourine, and then I also have a drum, so different noises for them to hear.
So the idea behind enrichment is basically to do weird and wacky stuff to entertain the whales.
All right, Juno. Here we go. Ready?
With my enrichment hat in place, I put a pole cam in the water to shoot some underwater video. Since divers are not allowed in the water with the belugas, this is my only opportunity for some fisheye views of the whales. The most important part, of course, is to make sure that none of the belugas grab my camera. Although I'm not allowed to go diving, I can go in the water, in a pair of hip waders like a fisherman.
Do you have questions before we get in?
No, let's go. This is my element, baby.
Okay.
Kate takes me into the shallow part of the exhibit where I will learn a few hand signals. The whales know about 100 hand signals. They've been trained to do everything from a raspberry
There you go.
to a breach.
Really? Again?
It's a lot of weight.
Killing me. Nice.
Yay!
The reward? A fish, of course.
Very nice job.
I learn a little bit about Naku's anatomy. She uses her melon, the rounded top of her head, to direct the sound waves for her echolocation system. This is how belugas find food in the wild. Of course, in the wild, she would live in the Arctic around sea ice, which is why belugas are bright white. And if there's one thing to remember, never splash a beluga. They have excellent aim.
There we go. There we go.
Thank you.
I wanted to make sure you got the
But I
pole
did
in.
get a kiss,
And there we go. She's up at you already.
and it only cost a fish.
It's a great kiss. It's like I only did it for the fish.
So I spent a day learning a little bit about beluga whales. They're curious, clever, and full of personality. They're the only whales that can bend their necks to look around without moving their whole body. These are amazing animals, and I feel like I've made some new friends. The Bahamas are famous in the diving world for their natural formations called blue holes. A blue hole is typically a somewhat round hole in the ground filled with water. They're often quite deep. Many Bahamian islands are covered in hundreds of these blue holes. Blue holes were formed during the last ice age when sea levels were much lower than they are today. Rain, combining with carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, creates a mild acid called carbonic acid, otherwise known as acid rain. When rainwater collects in a small depression, it slowly starts eating away the soft limestone of which the Bahamas Islands are mostly made. Over tens of thousands of years, the hole gets bigger and deeper. At the end of the last ice age, as the Earth warmed, the sea levels rose, and with it the water table. The blue holes filled with water. I've come to Andros in the Bahamas to dive a little-known blue hole called Cousteau's blue hole. It's called that because Jacques Cousteau himself dove here. My adventure begins at Small Hope Bay Lodge in North Andros. Today I won't be using their dive boats, because we get to this dive site with a truck. Small Hope Bay Lodge dive master Dennis Burrows is taking me on an adventure to a remote area of Andros. We drive through the mangroves to the local highway. Then it's into the forest on a road which appears to be barely more than a trail. A rainstorm passes through, making our journey a little wet. But it just adds to the adventure. Small Hope Bay Lodge owner Jeff Birch has come along to tell me a little bit about Cousteau's blue hole. What do we know about Cousteau's blue hole here?
Well, what we know is that Cousteau's blue hole is one of the very unique blue holes of what I call the round swimming type blue holes, because it's safe to dive from a recreational perspective, not only from a cave structure perspective. And that is very, very unique.
I finally get my first look at Cousteau's blue hole. It looks like a small circular pond, but this is no ordinary pond. Some of these blue holes are so deep that before scuba divers started exploring them, they thought they were bottomless. Cousteau's blue hole does have a bottom, but it's about 400 feet below. So it's about 4 times deeper than it is wide. The shore around the blue hole is mostly limestone, but there are a few muddy places, and cameraman Tim just found one.
Oh, nice!
Get a shot of that! Get a shot of that, Birdman! Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about that.
Hello!
Unbelievable.
Once Tim has been extricated from the mud, it's time to carry our gear down the path from the road. It's a lot of work, but at least the sun came out. In the golden light of late afternoon, our team suits up and prepares to make a dive before the sun gets too low.
That's good. That's good. This is good. That's good.
Todd takes a powerful set of video lights to help lighting the wall and overhangs. Then it's my turn to get in. Next, cameraman Tim joins us. Dennis will be our dive master. He's done this dive many times and knows where to find lots of interesting stuff. The water at the surface is quite green. Sunlight near the surface allows plankton to grow, making the water murky. And the water is fresh. As we sink deeper, the sunlight drops off quickly, and we turn on our video lights. By 50 feet, there is very little light. By 70 feet, there's almost no ambient light at all. Dennis leads our team along the vertical wall with Todd close behind, lighting the place up. We've reached a layer called a halocline where the fresh water above meets the salt water from the ocean below. In this layer, where oxygen-rich water from above meets oxygen-poor water from below, microbial action creates clouds of fine minerals that float in the water. Dennis leads us to a ledge with a deposit that looks like rusty sediment. Above it on the wall are rusty-looking stains made by iron-oxidizing bacteria. They break down iron from the rock into rust, which falls down and collects on the shelf below. This is the same kind of bacteria that makes rusty stains in sinks and toilets. The deeper we go, the clearer the water gets. At 90 feet, the walls are clean white limestone. At 100 feet, we come across a layer of sediment that looks a little bit like a chocolate layer cake. It's called a microbial mat, and it's made of sulfate-reducing bacteria. These bacteria consume organic material like leaves that fall into the blue hole. They operate in anaerobic conditions, meaning where there is very little to no oxygen. In a sense, this type of bacteria essentially breathes sulfate, which it gets from the calcium sulfate that naturally occurs in seawater. The result is toxic hydrogen sulfide and this thick mat of decomposed organic material. The oxygen level in the water at this depth is very low because it's all consumed by other forms of bacteria that require oxygen to decompose the organic matter in the water. Between that and the hydrogen sulfide in the water, fish just can't survive down here. Soon we start making our way up towards the surface again. In the shallows, algae can live because there's sunlight and no hydrogen sulfide. The algae make oxygen, and fish can live here too, although there aren't many. I managed to find a single fish sitting on a ledge. You have to wonder how fish ever got here in the first place. Because the limestone walls of the blue hole are being slowly but constantly dissolved by the water, it has become quite porous. In fact, if I touch it, it crumbles in my hand like a piece of dried toast. It's hard to believe that solid rock can become so fragile. Just under the surface of the water, less than 10 feet deep, the bottom is completely covered in what looks like an encrusting sponge, but it's not sponge at all. When I touch it, bubbles are released, potentially indicating that there's some type of decomposition going on within it. It appears to be some type of microbial mat that has yet to be identified by scientists. It's hard to believe, but even here in shallow water, there are scientific discoveries to be made. We end the dive at sunset. We've seen some amazing and weird phenomena in Cousteau's blue hole. I would have never guessed there was so much going on in a small blue hole like this one. It just goes to show there's no limit to the amazing things to be seen in the blue world.
Don't go away. Jonathan is about to test his freediving skills with a pod of Hawaiian spinner dolphins.
Dolphins are among the ocean's most exhilarating animals, excitable, playful ambassadors of the sea. Whenever a pod of dolphins appears, I always stop what I'm doing and see if they want to play. Dolphin encounters aren't always easy to plan, but there are places in the world where dolphins are regularly seen. And this is one of those places, the Big Island of Hawaii. Surrounded by the warm Pacific Ocean, the Big Island is an amazing place full of breathtaking views, exotic animals, and volcanic activity. but I've come to meet a pod of dolphins. It's 8 a.m., and Big Island Divers is putting one of their boats in the water at the marina. Cameraman Todd and I grab our gear and head to the boat where we meet Captain Mike.
And we're gonna go look around. I got some spies out right now looking for dolphins, and we'll see what feedback I get from them in the next few minutes.
I listen as Captain Mike explains how he will hopefully find us some dolphins, and then we shove off for the open ocean. Soon we're half a mile offshore, cruising in search of dolphins. Ryan Leinbach, or as we call her, the Dolphin Whisperer, is telling us about the Hawaiian spinner dolphins we're hopefully going to meet.
Hawaiian spinner dolphins live here in the Hawaiian Islands, and at the nighttime they go offshore to hunt and feed in the scattering layer. And so they feed on squid, opelu, that kind of stuff. And then as the sun rises in the morning, the dolphins come back to the shoreline to rest and to socialize along our Hawaiian shorelines. What we're probably going to find today is they're either going to be traveling from point A to point B, or they're going to be in a rest estuary.
So we're cruising just offshore looking for Hawaiian spinner dolphins. And since they tend to rest during the day, they're moving slowly. But they may not be very playful. Soon we spot the dorsal fins of dolphins and we circle closer to see what they're up to.
Okay, so with you guys, timing is going to be critical. Like, when we say go, you go. These guys are turning around right here. That's what we want. We want them to stay here.
The dolphins look pretty active, so now is my chance to suit up and see how close I can get. I'm ready to go. Ryan slips silently into the water with me and Todd close behind. At first we don't see anything, but then the dolphins come into view. They make a fairly close pass to have a look at us, then they turn and swim away. I swim along behind them for a few minutes, but eventually they give me the slip. But that's okay. If there's one thing I've learned about interacting with dolphins over the years, it's that you need to be patient.
Whew. Well, that wasn't bad for a first try. It was interesting to see them in the water, but they just weren't interested in playing.
We pull the ladder and head off to find a more cooperative pod. Captain Mike has found another pod. Behind the boat, they're doing what spinners are known for: spinning. So we slow down and get ready to try again.
Hopefully this is gonna be it.
Yeah. Once again, I drop into the water with my camera and fin my way over towards the dolphins. Soon, Todd and I are in the middle of a big pod of spinners. I do my best dolphin impersonation, freediving down to them as they pass below. But they make my breath-holding skills look pathetic. This group is going slowly because they're actually resting. They hunt at night in deep water, so during the day they rest. Dolphins don't rest the way we do. If they fall asleep, they'll drown. When a dolphin sleeps, it shuts down half of its brain, while the other half stays awake, controlling a slow swim and periodic breathing. After a while, the dolphin swaps sides, letting the other half of its brain sleep. The result is a slow swimming animal that appears fully awake, but not really. Spinner dolphins are not particularly large. They grow to be about the same size and weight as an adult human. But they don't live as long. Estimates are that they only live to be about 20 or so years old. So, after a short but exciting encounter with these majestic and beautiful animals, I watched them swim off into the blue. They need their sleep for tonight, hunting somewhere out there in the deep blue world.